Guys, I feel so violated. The way they do the coronavirus test, oh my God, the lady tried to kill me. I'm not even being dramatic. Like, she was proper pushing it in, like, tears was coming out my eyes. And then they did a blood test. They're so forceful. It's horrible. It's actually horrible. How do you tell someone to calm down after they're telling you you're hurting them? Bitch, you're hurting me. My nose is hurting. You've gone further down my nostrils than expected. Don't tell me to calm down. You need to take that ish off me. Because honestly, that's ridiculous. Like I heard that they're very forceful and they don't know like their own strength, but God, that was ridiculous. The blood test was alright because I just don't like needles, but Ross Clark.
The next day.
So I'm outside. Thank God. I'm able to buy Starbucks. I'm still at the hotel, but I'm at.
That you accept Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior. That if
Oh my God.
A few moments later.
So I'll quickly explain what's happening. So I woke up around 4-ish or 3-ish, I can't remember. And I was on the phone with my friend because I saw her email and I hadn't messaged her. But anyways, I was on the phone until like 5. And then around 5, I started getting ready. I was like, do you know what, let me prepare because they told me that checkouts in the morning, but they didn't specify and say what time. And they told us that we have to be ready and packed. So I didn't want to be the one being late and causing trouble. So I was like, okay, cool. But after I hung up, I tried to do the health code thing and it wasn't working. So I said, okay, cool, let me have a shower, let me get ready, all of that, and see what happens. Had a shower, got ready, tried it again, it didn't work. So I called the receptionist because they said if your health code don't work on Saturday, call the receptionist and they'll try and sort it out. I called the receptionist and they obviously their English wasn't that great. So I said, okay, don't worry. I called my colleague and she was like, okay, put me on the phone to the receptionist. So I put her on the phone to the receptionist and they spoke. And then they were telling her like what the rules are and what they had to do and stuff. And then around 7 o'clock we got a knock for breakfast. So I said, okay, cool. Like, because they were still talking and I didn't want to disturb them, I had to stay on the line. So I'm on the line and everything. And time when it was around 7:30, I got my breakfast. Got my breakfast now, yeah. Trying to settle down, eating. Got around 8 o'clock. Hadn't even finished my breakfast. They're banging on my door. I open the door. They're like, oh, it's time to go. It's time to go. Like, quick, quick, quick. So I quickly put on my the rest of my clothes because I wasn't fully dressed. I put on the rest of my clothes, locked up my luggage and stuff, and I was like, okay, cool, waiting outside. So, but I'm calling because my colleague said to me that, oh, how I should wait in the hotel until she organizes everything. So I'm like, okay, cool. We get to the lobby. There, I call my I call my colleague and I'm explaining to her like they're trying to send us out. They're trying to like tell us to go. So my colleague was speaking to them and explaining to them that I don't live anywhere near here. I have to get a train. Can they help me get a train? Da 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 da. And how because my Chinese number's not working, I don't have a Chinese number. It was a madness. We got to the lobby around 8:30. I didn't get a taxi to the train station till like 9. By the time we got to the train station, I couldn't buy a ticket for my first train. And then they said that the next train is at 2 o'clock. They were like, do you want to wait for that? I was like, well, obviously I don't have another choice because I have to leave. I can't stay in the hotel. I have to leave today, innit? So Anyway, sorry, I just got a text from my best friend. Anyway, so yeah, so I pay for my train ticket, which is around 2 o'clock. Bear in mind now when I paid for it, it was like 9:30, and now it's currently 10 o'clock. And then she was like, because I was still with the hotel lady, she came with me so that she can hotspot me so that I can pay with Alipay. By the way, in China, when you want to pay for stuff, you can either pay through WeChat or Alipay. In order to pay, you need internet. If you don't have internet, you're kind of effed. But yeah, so she took me there and she was hotspotting me, so I paid for my ticket. Then she was like, if you want, you can come back to the hotel, wait at the lobby, and if you wait at the lobby, you can have Wi-Fi and stuff, and there's like places for you to buy food and stuff. I'm a free woman. So I was like, okay, cool. Went and I got some Starbucks, and now I'm just chilling here waiting. My train's at 2 o'clock, so I legit have 4 hours to waste. I can't really go anywhere too far because if I leave the hotel, I have no access to anyone. I have no internet. I can't call. I can't do anything. So I'm just here at the lobby waiting. Yeah, that's the story in Balamori.
20 minutes later.
Like literally half an hour after the clip that you just saw, another woman that was quarantining with us, said that she was going to Wenzhou. She was asking me about my ticket and stuff, and she was like, she was going to Wenzhou, which is one stop after Jiaxing, which is literally 10 minutes by train. But yeah, she was telling me how at the train station, because we don't have our green code, we have to show some documents, and they might have to make us test or like do like a questionnaire or something like that. And she was like, how she's gonna go early. So I said, okay, cool, I'll join you lot. She said she's going for lunch and then she'll get to the train station. I decided, yeah, let me go with them to buy some food at least, because I never got to eat breakfast. So then at least I've got something to hold me. And then when we get to the train station, it's about to be there early, get everything done, sort out all the misunderstanding so we don't have to miss the train and then pay for another night in the hotel, which is a beautiful hotel. I wouldn't mind, but it's just hella expensive. Anyways, so I was like, cool, I'll join you lot. So we ended up having lunch at around 10 o'clock. Yeah, Chinese people love to have early lunch. We ended up having lunch around 10:30, 10 something, and then got back to the hotel around 11 something. And then from the hotel to the train station, it's like a 10-15 minute drive by taxi. So we went, got there around 11 something. She bought her ticket. Then we were trying to get into the train station, and we told them that we didn't have a QR code, and I don't have any internet, so I can't scan the code. And I don't have a Chinese number, so even if I did have internet, I wouldn't be able to apply for anything. She was like, okay, cool. She took pictures of our COVID test approval and our quarantine certificate, and she was like messaging her like supervisor or something to see if we're allowed approval or that. That took like 15 minutes or even less than, and then we got approved to go to the train station. Our train wasn't until 2 something, and we were inside and done at the train station by like 11:45. So I spent 12 o'clock, 1, 2, 3 hours with no Wi-Fi at the train station. It was so long. It was actually long. But you know what? It's better to be safe than sorry. So I'm glad I did it, but 3 hours of boredom was something. But, you know, we move, and yeah, finally in Jiaxing.